Test, test, test. Let me know how we sounded. Let me know how we sounded. Turn this music up a little bit. So GJ ended up taking off without us, so we're waiting for our golden NAS to see if we can take it set up. We're gonna break this stuff down a little bit, y'all. We're gonna break this stuff down a little bit. Let me know if the audio sounds good. Let me know if the music sounds good. What's going on, y'all? So GJ just flew all last night, so, and then it did just another move again right before London session. So we could see a buy setup here, but this thing's literally been flying all fucking night out. It's just crazy. I do not want to get caught in the retracement, but buys are still valid. But like I said, this thing's been flying literally all night. Like all the buy setups I had fucking got taken out. So we're gonna see what it does right here, though. We're gonna see what it does right here, and then we're also looking at possible NAS sales and gold buys. But as you can see, gold's rejected, so we're just gonna let these charts do their thing. But it looks like it might be a little bit of a slow start to the week, but that's usually how Mondays and Tuesdays are, anyways. And the day just started up. So again, we're still just gonna wait for ourselves. The day's just getting started. The day's just getting started. Make sure to like the live, y'all hop up in here, subscribe if you have not already. We just hit 6,300 subscribers, get to 6,400. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? So we got a couple setups we're looking at. Like I was talking about earlier, GJ ended up flying without us, unless y'all took that setup, because I did talk about during the Sunday chart analysis. But as you can see, all my setups kind of got taken out, and it's been flying all night. So we're gonna see what happens going into New York session, but I kind of don't want to take this setup. So now we're just watching NAS and gold right here. We're just watching NAS and gold right here. Again, as far as news today, we do have 10 a.m. USD news, so make sure to keep that in mind as well. That's what's up. That's what's up. Yeah, GU and GJ have been flying. GU and GJ have been flying. Shout out to those that took some setups already. I've not taken any trades yet, so just gotta wait. Just gotta wait. Looking at possible NAS sales and possible gold buys right now. Leaning more so on the NAS sales. He sells on the shore, okay. Those just joined the stream, we have not entered anything yet. These are just trade ideas. We have not entered anything yet. Make sure to hit that first link in the description, join the free signal, free teller. I gotta update the quarter, because that's not how we did quarter two. So you said GU push, but yeah, I did. Yeah, I'm still not gonna trust GU though. I'm gonna let it do its thing. These would have been some nice setups from GJ. So now we're just waiting for NAS. As far as NAS is concerned, we're either looking for price to retest 29,700 or BCR maintain 29,530 as resistance. He does turn me into a trader, bro. Only 2 months in racking and payouts. I'm glad to give him testimony. That's what's up. Yeah, it's DMing. Just DMing. It's called the playbook for a reason, y'all. It's called the playbook for a reason. So right now, we're just watching GJ fly, y'all. So I'm just sticking to my rules. Shout out to anybody that took any of the GJ subs or is in the GJ buys. We talked about it last night as well as last week. But yeah, so I have a rule. And when I see a big ass move like this happen, I just stay out the markets. But yeah, so it's doing what I was looking for, but it is what it is. So right now I'm just watching gold and NAS to look for a possible setup right here, but it is Monday. So we're probably gonna have to wait till around New York session for the volume to kick in. But we're just 20 minutes into London session, so we're gonna see what else price got in store for us. But yeah, it's just a waiting game right now. It's just a waiting game. If y'all got any questions, drop them in the chat. Want me to look at any charts, drop them in the chat. Make sure to follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Y'all see it scroll at the bottom of y'all screen. Instagram, playmaker_weight, TikTok _playmakerweight_. Those are my only TikTok, Instagram accounts. So I got restricted again on Instagram. I keep on getting unrestricted and restricted, and then my restriction gets expanded. So if y'all on Instagram, the links are not working. I can't send y'all links either. So y'all gotta either just be in the free Telegram, or if you're on YouTube, watching YouTube right now, they're all over the description and comment section on my YouTube videos. We're gonna see what this next 5 minutes does for us. Do I have a mess with YM? Yeah. I've been trying to practice on that chart, but it's been whooping my ass. So again, it's market structure. That's what I tell people all the time. Now I haven't looked at it in the past couple of weeks, but it all comes down to market structure. Like that's like when people be like, "Oh, what about NQ?" Like for example, the past few weeks I've been looking at NQ, but there was like a month where I wasn't trading NQ and everybody was running around with chickens with their heads cut off. It's all just market structure. If I don't see clean market structure, I'm just not going to take a setup, right? Just like with GU, we didn't touch GU for a couple weeks, same reason. Just like GJ, we didn't touch GJ for like 3 weeks, like a month or two ago. Same thing, right? Now, but yeah. So again, just a look at what price has been doing. All these wicks on the daily, especially, is just showing you that price is struggling. One with volume, but also to make a clear push to the upside or downside. You see what I mean? That's why I didn't trade YM. I've been trading NAS100. Like every day I look at all my charts. That's why some days, like for example, like that's why some days you'll see I look at a certain chart, I might trade another chart, and then the next day I'm not trading that chart, I just traded to make money on Monday, right? So let's say today I trade a chart, I make money on it, and then tomorrow I might not even look at that chart, and sometimes people will be confused, like, why aren't you looking at it? Didn't we just trade and make money on it yesterday? And it's because it all comes down to market structure. You know what I mean? It all comes down to market structure. Like we look at the past few weeks, well, NQ looks like a fucking mess as well. But that's just the futures. Futures charts be looking like a mess. But that's why I haven't really been trading them too much. Right? That's why I've been focusing on gold a lot more. Because look at the market structure on ES, YM, NQ versus the market structure on GC the past month and some change. It's been a lot cleaner, easier to sell the past month, right? Like we're in July right now. We look at how last month so many clean sales setups. We look at May, so many clean sales setups, right? So it all comes down to market structure. That's why I look at multiple charts, and then what I'm doing right now is the same thing. These are charts I like market structure wise. Now I'm just waiting to see which one's going to be my confirmation and take a setup from there. Right? It's just like why I was looking for GBPJPYs and why price has been flying like this, because again, when the market structure cleaned up, that's why I started taking setups, just like we was taking GBPJPYs last week. Right, so it's all just based on market structure. But every chart you trade the same way, so it's not necessarily that's kicking your ass because it's harder to trade. It's just all down to market structure and volume. Every chart I trade and treat the same way. Every chart I trade and treat the same way. So again, with NAS100, we're looking at possible sells. We're either looking for a price to retest 29,700 or be strong and hold 29,530 as resistance. And then with gold, we're looking at possible buys. Then we can be start maintain 41.54 support. GJ, we're gonna leave it alone. It already did all the moves I was looking for, so I'm just gonna let it do its thing and let it be. Like it's still pushing, like just absolutely crazy. But shout out to those that took any GJ setups. If y'all got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we look at any charts, drop them in the chat. Again, the sale is on and popping right now. Use discount code LOCKEDIN for 25% off everything. That's the Signal Room, Playmaker University, the Playbook, one-on-one sessions, all that in the above. We wrapped up last month. I got to update it on y'all's end. I mean, we wrapped up quarter, what is it? We're on quarter 3, yeah. So we wrapped up quarter 2, 69 wins, 10 losses. It was an 87% win rate, catching 227,166 pips. We ended last month, as just saw, 23 wins, 3 losses. So again, we're still continuously averaging 80 to 90% win rate on the weekly, monthly, and quarterly basis. But yeah, so right now we're just chilling, patiently waiting. Just chilling, patiently waiting. This is how it is sometimes. Sometimes when you aren't trading, you might miss some setups, so you gotta wait for some other setups. It's a part of the game. You can't catch every setup. And sometimes you just gotta wait a little bit. All right, so gold just broke this level, so I'm gonna look to see if we can close and hold. Again, we can maintain 4154 support. We can look for buys right here. So that's what we're gonna pay attention right here. You said GU's looking solid. Yeah, I don't really like it personally. I'm not gonna look at it today. Like I said in the Sunday chart now, so I'm not looking at GU until like Tuesday, Wednesday minimum. Make sure to watch the Sunday chart now if you have not already. Like I always say, it goes over not just what we see price doing Sunday night going into Monday, but what we see price doing throughout this entire week. So let's see if we can close and hold this level of support right here. New 5-minute just popped up. Let's see if we can get a retest right here. Let's see what else we got. Let's see what else we got. This is my first time. Yeah, I don't trade reversals. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't trade reversals, so that's why I'm not even looking at GU. I'm just sticking to my rules. Sticking to my rules. I don't break out trade. I don't go for reversals. So I'm not even gonna look at it. Let's see if we can hold a support right here. You see, man, gold, yeah, we're waiting for a retest right here. Waiting for a retest right here. Yeah, me on the same page, looking for a retest right here. Well, goal's pushing. Nickel retest. Let's see what GJ's up to. Yeah, so the charts are waking up. But I see what this next 15 looks like. So again, we're looking for a price to retest right here, 41.54, or we're looking for a BCR 41.76. Again, retest on the 5-minute, either price just pushed up. This is how it is sometimes though. Again, you don't want to catch every setup, you don't want to just take whatever, because that's what leads a lot of people in the cycle of inconsistency, right? You want to go for the same setup every single day. I know my setups work, so I'm just waiting for my setup. We're gonna be on for a little bit longer though. Y'all got any questions, drop in the chat. We'll be looking at your charts, drop in the chat. Let's see what gold does right here. Got a new 5 minute about to pop up in a little bit. What's the potential entry level? So make sure to watch the Sunday chart analysis. So y'all are not in the free Telegram, make sure to watch the Sunday chart analysis. The reason why I'm saying that is because nothing's really happened besides GJ from when I made that video. But I'm gonna answer your question regardless. So with NAS100, we're looking at possible sales if we can maintain 29,700 as resistance, or if we can BCR maintain 29,530, we could look for sales there. And then with gold, I was looking for a buy here, but didn't retest, so I didn't take the setup. So we're either going to look for a price to retest 41.56, or if we can BCR maintain 41.76, we're going to look for buys there. So things are going as projected, but again, GJ took off without me. I didn't trade last night, and then price did this move right before London session, and it's still push as we speak. So I could have took that setup, but I didn't want to take the setup because again, this thing has been fucking flying like crazy. So I'm just gonna let it do its thing. I'm just gonna take the L on that one. And then NAS hasn't made our confirmations yet, and then this one didn't do a retest, so that's why I didn't take the setup on this one yet. We're gonna be on for a little bit longer, though. We're gonna be on for a little bit longer. Like I always say, I'm still gonna be on the charts, but I don't be staring at the charts till my setup gets plays out or doesn't get play out. I set my alerts and I go from there. So I'm still gonna be on the charts, but I'm take my ass back to bed a little bit. If y'all got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we look at your charts, drop them in the chat. But you already know the drill. We're just chilling, patiently waiting. Just chilling, patiently waiting. What's going on, Santana? What's going on, y'all? What's going on? Yeah, so GJ's still pushing. Let's see if it goes. Going to retest this level right here. What's the best trade I ever took? I don't know. I've taken a lot of banger trades. I can't really think of one off the top of my head. Like, I take a lot of trades. Like, one trade was like a 1 to 10 RR before, but I can't really think off the top of my head. There was a few trades that were like 1 to 10 RRs, 1 to 8 RRs. But it's definitely been on the charts I've been trading, like Gold GJ&G. You've been feeding your boy for a long time. Well, I've been trading Gold GJ&G consistent for the past 4 years. Like, these charts have not gone anywhere. There's a lot of charts that I've trashed, picked up and trashed, but these 3 charts consistently make money. NAS100 as well, but like I said, lately it's been a little bit on and off with NAS100, but that's because we're making all-time highs. So because we take a lot of good setups, you know what I mean? Like, I literally just wait, like, it's literally just routine at this point, you know? I just stick to the game plan. Especially, like, on my main accounts. Like, my main accounts, I just close. Like, I don't really, like, you know, hold runners and all the other shit. Like, I literally just go zone to zone. Like, on my main accounts, where I'm trying to make money, I just be in and out, zone to zone, in and out. You know what I mean? 1 to 2 R, 1 to 3 R, I'm good to go. But there are some trades that went farther, but for the most part, like I said, like, I just stick to my system now. Like, all I need is a good 1 to 2, 1 to 3 R setup. Like, I don't need a crazy setup, especially because, again, when you have a high win rate strategy, you don't need to catch big RR setups. It is good, but, you know, that's just how I am now. Now I'm just like strictly business. Just like I see during the live streams, the trade breakdowns, the game plan's still the same. Now, my smaller accounts, like my funded accounts, I might like push it or hold over a lot longer. But like my main accounts, 1 to 2, I'm good, I'm out. 1 to 3, I'm good, I'm out. You know, sometimes I even close out 1 to 1s. Now, the first chart I've ever made $100 on was gold. Gold's the first chart I ever made $100 on. Now, it wasn't in one trade, it was like 2 positions. And that was like a swing trade. I think I was in that trade for like 2 days, 3 days or something like that. And it was a small account though. So $100 on a small account was pretty good. That was the first time ever. That's like when I first was like, okay, that was like my first time ever making $100 in closing. I was like, okay, yeah. And that was just like motivation for me. I was like, I'm finally seeing something, you know what I mean? That was like, yeah, I can actually do something with this. But like I said, now that I got this shit down, it's just math, you know what I mean? Like I said, like my wins are consistent, my losses are consistent. Like I don't really catch any home runs like that anymore. But that's also because I don't go for home runs anymore either. Back in the day, like if you would have hit me with that question like maybe 2 years ago, 3 years ago, yeah, I've done some crazy shit. Like I've done some crazy shit back in the day. I tripled accounts in like 2 days, 3 days, all types of shit. Now granted, they were smaller accounts, but I was also like holding trades for a lot longer. But that's because I had smaller accounts. That's all I said. Like when you have a smaller account, you got to catch bigger moves. You know what I mean? Not necessarily, but like if you want to make like, if you think just dollar amounts, not percentages, which a lot of people do, because again, a lot of the content you see, unless you're like on the option side or like the stock trading side, people don't really talk about percentages they make. They always talk about dollar amounts, which is what fucks a lot of people up in the trading space. You know, like I never really see people talk about percentages outside of me, besides like people that trade like stocks or options and shit like that. They always talk about percentages, but everybody else is always, oh, I made, 5K today, 10K today. Fuck the percentage, fuck the RR. You know what I mean? That's what throws a lot of people off though. Let's see what goes with the do right here. We're gonna be on for a little bit longer, y'all. We're gonna be on for a little bit longer. Shout out to everybody alive. Shout out to everybody alive. Especially this morning's live, because ain't shit going on. Ain't shit going on. So shout out to those in the live today for sure, because ain't shit going on. Like I said, we could have took that GJ setup, but I ain't really tripping. Like I said, we had a great week last month, last quarter. The week just starting, ain't no rush to jump into shit. Really just chilling. That's another thing too. You want to be picky with your setups. Like I remember back in the day, I used to be like, "What's wrong with these people?" Talking about they only took 2 trades in a week, or they only trade like 3 days out the week. I'm like, what are y'all talking about? But now I get it. Now I'm not saying I'm aiming for 2 days, 3 days a week, but now I get what people be talking about, because less is definitely more when it comes to this trading shit. Less is definitely more when it comes to this trading shit. What's going on, Trevor? If I want to ask about my journey, I've talked about it a few times. Talked about it a few times. I might make a video about it, but I've talked about it a few times. Never like made a video talking about it, like a straight, like from start to finish video. But I've talked about it a few times. The short version, I knew about trading like in 2017, 2018, but that's what I'm saying. Like before 2020, 2022, day trading was heavily gate kept. Like they would even tell you what Trading View was. I remember I saw a video on YouTube. This was back in like 2017, and it was a day trading video. And the dude wouldn't even tell you what website he was on. He wouldn't tell you the broker, none of that shit. And it had like millions of views. Everybody in the comments asking, "What site is this? What platform is this?" No questions, no responses to the comments. Like it was heavily gate kept until 2020 COVID. And that's when all the IM Academy, pyramid scheme, and marketers came out, which is why a lot of people think Forex is a scam. But Forex isn't a scam. People are just scamming Forex. You know what I'm saying? Just like if people think, all this other shit's a scam. Like, no, there's just scammers in the space. You know what I mean? But that's why I first knew about it was in 2017, 2018. But like I said, they were gatekeeping the fuck out that shit. So when I was doing a deep Google dive, I found about options. But back then, like, you needed like 25K or 10K or something like that to start trading. But I was like 18 years old, straight out of high school. I was like, I ain't got fucking 20K to put into the markets. So I threw it to the side for then, because like I said, I couldn't get into it. So I was like, well, damn, So I was like, okay, well, I can't day trade, so I'm just looking to invest in. And so I was into crypto and stocks way back in the day. And not day trading stocks or crypto, but just like, long-term investing. You know what I mean? I made my first decent amount from a stock. This is how you know it was a long time ago. This was way when New York was first going to legalize Mary Jane, right? This was way back then, when New York was just about to legalize and recreationalize Mary Jane. So I found out about the companies that was going to be running this shit, and so I bought that shit. Like I bought a bunch of shares like a month or two before, they opened up, became public. And those shares were like 10 cents, 20 cents a share. Then like that first month of it opening up, that shit went from 10 cents to $1, $7, $8 a share. And that was the first time I made like hella bread off investing. So okay, I found something here. I made a hella money with crypto. Back in 2019, 2020, 2021, I made hella money with crypto. Like I was in Litecoin when that shit was like $5, $10. Solana when that shit was like $40. I was in Bitcoin before it hit 60K. Like I was in a lot of that shit, made a lot of money, but this wasn't day trading. But it wasn't until 2020 or 2019 when like the IM Academy shit came out, where I got into day trading. Like I knew this shit was a scam. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm from the South. Like I know a scam when I see one. So I didn't get into it for a while, but I didn't join a IM Academy group until my homeboy was in the group. And I was like, okay, he's in this group. Okay, he won't do me dirty. I went to high school, this motherfucker, middle school, this motherfucker, like parents are my parents. I was like, this dude wouldn't do me dirty, right? Long story short, yeah, he did me dirty. He did me dirty. And I wouldn't say like he did me dirty, but like once he realized I wasn't into the whole trying to be a sales motherfucker, I was actually trying to learn how to day trade and shit. They just threw me to the side. Motherfuckers started hitting me up and shit. But then what's funny is when you start really day trading for real, that's when the motherfucker want to come back and hit me up and shit. I was like, no, it's too late. It's too late. But yeah, so that's how I got into day trading. It was the IM Academy bullshit. So I already knew it was a scam, but they ungate kept a lot of shit like TradingView, brokers, platform, shit like that. So I just took what I got from it and then I left. And then I went through like 3 other mentors, wasted like $5K, wasting time with them. They wasn't really teaching me shit, or they couldn't really answer my questions. And so I blew a lot of money. I blew a lot of money into this trading shit. That's why a lot of times with people in my live streams and shit, they were like, what about a broker? What about a broker? I'm like, don't worry about that. Because when I was working 2 jobs, 6 days a week, 14, 16-hour days, that's also why when people come to me with excuses, I don't really give a fuck about excuses, because I was working 2 jobs, 14, 16 hours a day, 6 days a week. I don't want to hear shit about, oh, I'm busy, I'm tired. I'm like, you just don't want it. You just don't want it. Because I was able to make time with that schedule, and when I tell people that I'm not bullshit, I was literally working 6 days a day, 2 jobs, 14, 16-hour days. I'd get off a job, have an hour before I clock into my next job. Like, I was not playing around. I was really grinding, trying to hustle. But yeah, so then that's how I found out about Tokyo session, London session, because everybody's talking about, oh, New York session is the best session to trade. But I was like, well, I can't trade New York session because I work during New York session. So that's when I found out that wasn't really true, because everybody swears New York session is the best session. But yeah, so I was working 2 jobs, 4 to 6 hours a day. So I was getting paid bi-weekly, but how it worked was this Friday would be 2 weeks for one job, the next Friday would be 2 weeks for another job. So I was getting paid every week. So every week I would get a paycheck for one of my jobs. So before I knew it, I was buying like 4 challenges a week with 1 paycheck, failing them, of course. And the next week my paycheck comes, then I would have like literally 1 paycheck was designated to live account funding. The next paycheck was designated to, for one of my jobs, funded accounts. So I was literally like blowing like 3 funded accounts, 4 funded accounts a week. And then the next paycheck, I'd fill up my live account like once or twice and blow that shit. So I was just blowing accounts, refilling, blowing accounts over and over and over again. And then I forgot what year it was, but I had my tax returns come. What's it called? The W4? I always get them. I think it's the W4. W2 is the contract. Yeah. So when the W4 came into the mail, when you get your tax papers, they tell you how much you made from your job for the year. So when I got my tax papers, I was like, we're about to look for a retest here, by the way. When I got my tax papers back, I was like, hold up. I made how much this year? Then I went to my bank account. I was like, my bank account ain't showing I made that much this year. Then when I went to my bank statements, I was like, oh shit. Like, I literally like blew like 30K, almost 40K in 1 year just doing dumb shit. So I was like, okay, I gotta lock in with this trading shit, because I've just been dicking around. So then I locked in, took it a little bit more serious. Let's see if we can get a retest here. Again, we're looking to see if we're going to either retest 4156 or we're going to look for a BCR at 4176. And then with NAS, we're either going to look for price to BCR maintain 29,540 or retest 29,700. But yeah, but after I saw how much I blew in 1 year for my tax returns, I was like, okay, I got to really lock in on trading. So now I locked in, took it a little bit more serious, narrowed down, and focused on one strategy. Fast forward, I passed my first funded account, right? But with funded accounts, you don't just get a payout. Like, you have to at least back in the day, the one I had was, it was like I had to wait at least 3 days or a week before I could get my first payout. So long story short, I had money to get a payout, and I did some dumb shit. Okay, long story short, I did some dumb shit, lost a little money, and not being a smart trader, I didn't just take the L and be like, okay, at least I'm going to get a payout. I was like, no, I want to get a certain amount for my payout. So I went back into the markets. Long story short, I lost more money. Went back into markets. Next thing you know, I blew my live account. Yes, I was literally a day away from getting a payout. I did dumb shit. Again, it wasn't the market's fault. It was my fault. I did some dumb shit. Blew my live account a day before my payout. And guess what I did? I did what any new trader would do naturally. And I went on my live account, took it out on my live account. Right? So I was in a Solana sell. I remember this like it was yesterday. I was in a Solana sell. And I was shorting it. I was shorting Solana. And I was in drawdown. Again, I did what any new trader would do. I'm in drawdown, but I know sales is the move to go for, so I added another position in drawdown. So let me visualize it for you. So we're looking for a retest here. So let's see if we can hold this level of support right here. But let's say I took a sell here, right? And then my stop loss is here and price is right here. So I was like, okay, well, I know sellers in the mood to go for it. I'm at another position, right? I was like, I'm gonna add another position, and price kept on retracing. And I was like, no, I know sellers in the mood to go for it. I'm gonna add another position. Yes, I was a dumbass. Yes, that's why I tell y'all, I'm like, I am no different from a lot of y'all new motherfuckers. I did almost every dumb shit y'all think y'all did. That was dumb. So I had like 3 or 4 positions, again, dumb shit, just for me to over marginalize my account. So to close it, so over marginalizing means, I went too far, closed my account, left me with like 50 cents in my account. Just for 10 minutes later, for Solana to dump and do the full move I was fucking looking for. So after that day, I was like, I'm not putting any more money into the markets until I figure this shit out. And that's what I did. I stopped. I didn't put no more money into my funded accounts, live accounts. I was like, I'm not putting any more money into the markets until I figure this shit out. And number one thing on my list was the charts. Because I was like, I don't know what the fuck the charts are doing. Right? So I was like, number one thing on the charts, which is why y'all probably can guess why I stress the charts all the time. Because again, what's most of the confusion come from the charts. Right? So I was like, I don't know where I'm going to start with. But I was like, I got to figure out how this shit's working. So I was on a naked ass chart, right? I was on a naked ass chart, just looking at multiple different time frames. I was like, because again, I never believed in the lion, tigers, and bears concept. I was like, there's got to be a logical reason for what the hell's going on. I was like, I just was not satisfied with the whole, it's just buyers, it's just sellers. Like, no, there's got to be a logical reason for what the hell's going on. So I was just staring at the charts, looking at one time frame, switching to another time frame, just staring at the charts. And then like a week and a half went by, and then I had like a deja vu moment. I was like, wait a second, I've seen this before. This reaction price is having, I've seen this before. And then one thing led to another. I put a line somewhere, back test. I was like, wait, price did the same shit here that it did a couple days ago here. And then I kept on scrolling. I was like, wait, price did the same thing these 2 days a month ago at the same level. I was like, wait a second, price is doing the same shit at this level. And then one thing led to another. Here we are now, right? But that was the start. So again, like I did a lot of dumb shit. I had to figure it out. That's why again, I sound different. I trade different from everybody else. When people are like, oh, what's your strategy? What strategy do you use? I'm like, I use my strategy, because I literally, all the shit I teach, all the shit I learn, all the shit I go over, the way I trade, I literally came up and figured all the shit out on my own from ground zero. Right, the first thing I knew I needed to figure out was the charts. So I figured out how the charts work. Once I figured out how the charts work, I was like, okay, how am I going to make money based on what the fuck I just figured out? And that's why I came up with my trading strategy, my trading plan. You know what I mean? And I was like, okay, so now I need to make sure I don't over leverage and blow my account again. Right, and that's how I figured out how to count pips, calculate lot size, points, all that good shit. And that's why I'm so passionate about this shit, because once I figured out how simple this was, I go on Instagram and TikTok, and all these people with the protractors, the 5 computer monitors, acting like this shit's fucking rocket science. I'm like, bro, like this shit is not that complicated. But people was like, oh, you're jealous, you're just hating on Buddy. I'm like, no. I'm like, little do you know, these people are marketers, and I'm trying to tell y'all that these motherfuckers are full of shit. So I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna create my own platform. And here we are now, right? I came out the woodworks again with a win rate, catching these pips like I do this month, like I did last week. And back in 2020, 2021, 2022, that wasn't heard of, right? Like the moves we catch, people, that wasn't really heard of. So people thought I was lying, because like, there's no way you just caught 10,000 pips on NAS. I just Googled, this dude literally told me this one time. He was like, you're lying about that NAS that it took, because Google told me the average trader only catches like 10 points. I was like, okay, so you're gonna say I'm lying because Google said the average trader. That's like saying I benched 270, and you go like, you're a liar because Google told me the average male doesn't bench 270. So that means you never can bench 270 because the average male doesn't bench 2. That's why I'm telling you, like, all this shit in the trading space is just people copy and pasting Google AI overview. Like, these motherfuckers don't even got a brain of their own. You know what I mean? But that's why I started live streaming, doing all the shit I do, because again, once I figured out how simple this shit was, I was like, I know there's other people out there that are trying to genuinely learn how this shit works, and they're just getting frustrated, confused by all the bullshit on the internet and shit like that. But yeah, so that's the short version of my story, and yeah, it's just been rinse and repeat from there. So we got a nice retest here. We're about to see about hopping in this setup. We're about to see how about hopping in this setup. I'm gonna cut you to the channel a little bit. So don't get it fucked up. We've been looking at the chart still. Don't get it fucked up. We still looking for a setup. Don't think we, you know what I'm saying, we ain't got nothing going on. I'm just waiting to see if we can hold this level right here. The NAS is waking up a little bit as well. Let's see what we got. Yeah, but that's why a lot of y'all be in the live streams will take like, man, like this is my first time, like in 10 minutes, all this shit's making so much sense out of hours of watching, like, because I really figured this shit out. That's why I be telling y'all, like, I'm not these other motherfuckers, bro. I'm not I didn't just go on Google and copy and paste the strategy that's the most viral strategy. That's why all these people sound the same, because they found a strategy that was viral and they're just doing that to get clicks and views. Like, I literally cannot tell you how many people swap strategies. Like I'm telling you, this shit's crazy out here. And then there's people that are teaching a strategy, but you click their link in the bio, they're selling an AI bot and algorithm. Like, how are you posting about a trading strategy you use? Well, I click your link in the bio, you're selling an algorithm and bot. Like, what's going on? Do you actually trade or do you not trade? You know what I mean? That's why the space is so fucked right now. Let's see right here. And things kind of got worse in the trading space after they split, after they kind of like banned MT4, MT5 in America and making us only trade regulated brokers. That's when things kind of got really worse. Like pre-2023, shit was a little bit simpler, but better see if gold can hold this level right here. If y'all got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we look at any charts, drop them in the chat. We're going to be on for a little bit longer, looking to see if gold can hold this level right here. Got the retest I was looking for, so now we're going to see if we're going to hold this level. NAS is waking up a little bit as well. Let's see what we can hold. Let's see what we can hold. I heard it's easier to trade during Biden. What's your thoughts on that? No, it's the same shit. And I guess my story wasn't as inspirational as you thought it was going to be, Will, because these motherfuckers left alive. Shout out to those in the line. These motherfuckers said, man, we do not want to hear about your side story. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Go take a setup. What you said? No, like the markers are not different. Only thing that's different is that some charts are making all-time highs, but the markers are literally the same. That's why I be telling y'all, join the first thing in the description, join the free signal, free Telegram. Literally, we've been having the same consistent results, the same consistent big ass moves we've been catching since 2022. We've been averaging 80 to 90% whenever on a weekly, monthly, and quarterly basis since 2022. The markers did not change. The only thing that's changed is that some charts are making all-time highs. That's literally the only thing that's changed since I've been trading. But besides that, the results have been the exact same. Some weeks we might trade a little bit less because volume might slow down, but besides that, like the markers aren't. That's what I'm telling you. Like these people are used to going for reversals and catching 2 pips and getting out the markets, but you can't really do that shit no more, which is why a lot of people are getting fucked. You know what I mean? But yeah, like we're all the way back in 2025. Nothing's changed at all. The markers have been the exact same. Nothing's changed at all. All right, let's see how this 5-minute plays are right here. Let's see how this 15 pops up. Let's see what else we got. Let's see what else we got. It'll be on team, yeah. Money will really change a motherfucker. Money will change him. I'm telling you, because I knew this shit was a scam, but he was in it, and you know he was posting shit. I was like, okay, I know this dude, so I was like, okay, maybe if I join the group he's in, you know, we'll be straight. But as soon as he realized I wasn't trying to be, you know, platinum 3000 dumbass shit, they pushed me to the side. I was like, they're like, what do you think, bro? I'm like, yeah, this shit's cool, but I'm trying to learn how to do this shit. Okay, what do you think about? You can tell some people about it. Like, what am I going to tell them? Hey, I joined this group. Haven't made any money yet. Haven't learned how to trade yet. But hey, come join. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? But I guess people was doing that shit because, like I said, a lot of people are gullible. That's why I be laughing when they be coming at me. Like I made like literally on my. You can literally see on my one of my recent YouTube shorts. Like I made a video talking about market structure. This dude's gonna comment, "Oh, so you make a lot of money, huh?" Yeah, right. I was like, where in this fucking video did I say anything about me making money? I'm here over here teaching you market structure, and you worried about if I'm making money or not. I'm like, that's what's wrong with y'all motherfuckers. Y'all be complaining about scammers, but you only listen to scammers. Like, I'm like, y'all be your own enemy. But it should be funny as hell. Let's see if we can hold this level right here. I'm one day away from a payout since like these setups are playing around trying to give me the full. No, that's just your head. That's just your head. That's why even like with this gold setup, you saw what happened. I was like, hey, it is what it is. Just like with GJ, I was like, hey, it is what it is. That's why you just gotta stick to your game plan. You know what I mean? Just stick to your game plan. Wait for your setups. Just stick to your game plan. Wait for your setups. You know what I mean? But that's also why it's important to understand what you're getting yourself into before you get into it. What I mean by that is like understanding what type of trend we're in, market structure, what the volume is looking at, or looking like this, down the third. That way you can know what you're getting yourself into before you take a trade, what to expect, or you can use that information to decide, okay, maybe I shouldn't take a trade right now. You know what I mean? It all comes back down to market structure. Shout out to everybody on the line, man. You made me scare these people off, man. They said, man, fuck that shit, bro. Just call a signal. Let's see what we got going on. Look at ABTC. What is that? What is that? Stock? What is that? What's going on, Red? Well, that motherfucker going Timber, American Bitcoin Corp. That motherfucker going Timber. What about you? Just want me to look at it? What do you day trade and long term invest in it? Give me 1 second. Let me know what are you doing with this? Are you day trading, long term investing in it? What you doing? We can talk about it though. What you doing? We can talk about it though. All right, new 15 popped up. Let's see if we're gonna jump into this or not. Let's see if we're gonna jump into this or not. Make sure to like the live if you have not already and subscribe. We're almost at 6,400 subscribers. No, not 6,400. Where we at? Yeah, we're almost at 6,400 subscribers. We can get to that easily. Let's see if we can hold this level. We got the retest. Let's see if we can hold right here. Let's see if we can hold right here. All right, let me catch you to the chat. I'm a little bit behind. Let me catch you to the chat. Before hopping in your live, I was so sure about GC shorts. No, like I said, make sure to watch the Sunday chart analysis. I broke it down in the Sunday chart analysis. Make sure to watch the Sunday chart analysis. But only at these levels am I looking for buys. So you're not wrong, but make sure to watch the Sunday chart. Damn, I went far as hell. Yeah, I know. I'm telling you, that's why I've been telling y'all, like, people, that's why I've been telling you, like, in this trading space, and there's no diss to people that, because I'm sure people that was in here will subscribe, but it's just normal. Like, that's how it is, just like in the TikTok lives. As soon as I'm like, oh, fuck a FEG LMNOP, or I'll be like, buyers or sellers don't matter. The numbers just drop. I'm like, do y'all motherfuckers want to learn shit, or y'all just want to hear me say the same shit everybody else saying, but then complain about price action being bad? You know what I mean? It's just saying thing like when people talk about they want to learn, they're like, okay, people want to learn, but the views don't match people saying they want to learn shit, because people don't watch videos teaching. They watch videos of people buying shit or days in their lives. You know what I mean? Like, only time people watch teaching content is if they put a absurd big ass number in front or behind it. Then people click it. You know what I mean? Which is unfortunate, but that's why I do it the way I do it on purpose as well. Because I don't want, like, you know what I mean? Like, virality is not a good thing necessarily in the trading space, unless, you know, you want just a bunch of dumbasses in your community, which I don't. Let's see what else we got. So yeah, we might jump in this, just looking at it, seeing if we can hold real quick. Bitcoin mining just split and I'm up 50K today. Day trade. That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up. You know, my brother used to do that shit. Like, my brother was doing that shit like back in, like, what was it? I want to say like either 2014 or some shit like that. He used to do that shit. You know, they got apps you can use it now. Like, fuck a warehouse. They got apps where you can do that shit, which is crazy. Like, I'm telling y'all, crypto is not going anywhere. Look into Web3, y'all. If y'all have not already looked into Web3, I've been telling y'all to get gold. I've been telling y'all to get gold before gold even hit 3K. I've been telling y'all for the past 2-3 years to get gold. I'm telling you about crypto. Look into Web3. And y'all need to get y'all some motherfucking gold. I need to get y'all some motherfucking gold. If gold hit 2K again, I'm about to look like Plies in this bitch. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm about to look like motherfucking bling bling boy in this bitch. I ain't gonna cap. We might jump in this motherfucker. I don't really like anything else. We might just jump in this motherfucker. And I know I've been slacking on the crypto and stock channel. I just gotta add it to my schedule and routine. I ain't gonna lie. I just gotta add it to my schedule and routine. But don't get it fucked up. Don't think I ain't been, you know what I'm saying? I've been making money on this crypto and stock. Don't think I ain't been making bread. Like I said, I get weekly bread from my stock and crypto portfolio. As far as my long-term stock and crypto portfolio, I get weekly dividends and stake payouts. Like, don't get it fucked up. Do not get it fucked up. So we're gonna see if this thing holds. I don't really like anything else, so we're probably not gonna take any other setups until New York session. We do have 10 AM USD news, so do keep that in mind as well. But yeah, so GJ was the one I was really going to prioritize, but the thing fucking took off. Like, so it is what it is. Like, this thing, so I'm not even going to touch it. Like, it's retracing right now, but I might just leave that shit alone for today. Like, that's way too big of a move for one session for me, so I'm just going to leave it alone for today. So I am in this one, so we're going to hold this to SLTV gets hit, and I'm still going to look for possible NAS sales, but again, nothing else really going on, so we're going to take this setup and then see what it does going into New York session, and then we're going to see what New York session's got in store for us. And I'm going to take my ass back to bed. We're going to be on for a little bit longer, though. If y'all got any questions, drop them in the chat. When we look at any charts, drop them in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the live. Shout out to everybody in the live. You know, well, maybe if I did that maybe if I told my story at a BNB, you know what I'm saying, with my chains on and shit, maybe people would have stayed in the live, you know what I'm saying? That seems to be the method. Alright, cool. So we're gonna see if this wakes up or not. I might look into this American Bitcoin Core, because that's the cheapest setup. So I'm gonna look into that shit. I'm gonna look into that shit. Alright, let's see what else we got. Let's see what else we got. For the last line of resistance before a very clear uptrend is 43.54. Buying up to that point is what makes me nervous. What about it makes you nervous? You said buying up to that point. Oh, but don't do it. You know what I mean? I feel you. I feel that's also why I'm not looking at GU, because I don't like how the market structure in GU looks. You know what I mean? So that's valid. I'm gonna get a better entry, but I'm with you on this one. Are you on the 15-minute chart? Yeah, I'm on the 15. Yeah, I usually be on the 15 when I'm looking for entries. I'll switch to the 5 sometimes, but I mainly be on the 15. Cause I can see everything that's happening on the 5 on the 15-minute time frame anyways. But that's a whole nother conversation. Staging right now for real. If I put that, well, I put a TikTok sound, put some Dear Bruce or some bullshit, you know, everybody would be like, oh yeah, bro. Ah, shit. Oh well. This is when the whole SR2 gets hit. Like I said, with gold, like, we're in buy territory. The only thing is we haven't made a higher low yet. That's the only thing. But at the same time, like, it'd be a crazy candle for price to tank all the way back down here today, which is why I'm looking at possible buys. That's why in the Sunday charter now, so I was like, as long as we stay above these levels, we can look for buys. But if we break back down below like 40,900, then we'll be back in sell territory. But yeah, a lot of these charts kind of end up reversing. So like, same thing with GU, which is why I'm not really looking at GU. We're still going to hold this to SRTB gets hit though. Don't really care too much about drawdown. Like I said, drawdown's a part of the game. Like I tell members suits all the time, as long as you don't crash out and take like more than 2 losses a day, like there is no blowing that account, over trading, none of that shit. So we're gonna let this hold to SRTB gets hit, but also because like I said, GJ was the main one I was looking for setups on, but that's out the picture. And then NAS is not at a level. So I'm just going to be in this trade, and then we're going to come back New York session. We do have news at 10 o'clock, so make sure to keep that in mind. But yeah, let's see what this week got in store. A lot of charts. We got a lot of charts I got to clean up a little bit, I ain't going to lie. But it is the first week of the month. First and last week of the month are usually the roughest. But yeah, we're still going to see how this plays out. We're still going to hold the SLR gets hit though. Nah, because like I said, like, I don't know, I just can't do certain things. Like, content-wise, like, there's something I just can't do. So, you know, I respect it, and it works, but I just can't do it. Like them videos where they be, like, yawning in bed and getting, like, I can't do that shit. Like, you know how many times I have to set that tripod up and pause and replay it and pause and replay it? Like, if I had a cameraman or something, that'd be different, but we might take an L on this, ladies and gentlemen, but it's part of the game. Drawdowns are part of the game, losses are part of the game, TVs are part of the game. And the sounds don't be working for me, though. I don't know, like, the sounds don't be working for me. That's why I'll just be talking for real. I am experimenting to try new things, though. But, you know, I'm just gonna keep on teaching. And, you know, whoever finds it. But we are slowly taking over now. Instagram's another thing, because I keep on getting restricted. Instagram has been restricting me left and right. And I'll peel it, it'll let it go, and then 2 days later, it's restricted again. And then when the restriction's supposed to end, they extend it for another 2 weeks to a month. Instagram is fucked, but I'm still gonna post on Instagram. I'm not gonna make a new account or page yet. But yeah, Instagram be doing me dirty. TikTok be showing some slight love. YouTube's alright, but Instagram be hating on your boy. No cap. Let's see what this next 5 and 15 does. I'll take my ass back to bed. Make sure to follow me. Speaking of TikTok and Instagram, make sure to follow me on TikTok and Instagram. You see it scrolling at the bottom of your screen. TikTok is _ playmaker way _ Instagram's playmaker _ way. Let's see what pushback. What's GJ up to? GJ's retesting level. I'm tired. I'm just gonna leave. I'm not even gonna look at GJ no more. Let's see who can push back above. I do fitness content. I can never bring myself to. Yeah, I know, bro. That's why we're like, man. Shout out to y'all, motherfuckers, but I can't do that shit. Like I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. I can't do that shit. I just can't. I just can't. Like I'm still not fully used to even like talking on camera. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, motherfuckers. Like when I be editing my videos. But like, let's say after I post that video, if I click my video, I turn my volume down. Like I don't want to hear myself. I just gotta do it, you know what I mean? But like, I still don't like listen to myself play back. Like even like my YouTube videos, like only my lives, cause I gotta see if the audio sounds good. But like when I play my YouTube video, I'm like, volume goes down immediately. I'm not trying to hear that shit. It sounded good when I edited it. That's good enough. That's good enough. Alright, we're gonna be on to this 15 call. My bad, y'all. Let's see this dude right here. Motherfucker rejected again. If y'all haven't watched my video on risk reward, make sure to check that out as well. Let me drop that in the chat. Risk reward. I think I just blocked out for the risk reward. Yeah, we might have to get all in this, but we're still gonna hold this motherfucker. Anything else going on right now? Let's see what else we got. Yeah, I'm glad you get it, because people be like, what are you talking about? Like, it's not corny because y'all be watching, it's entertaining. It's just like, I can't even watch certain shows because I be thinking too much. Like, for example, like zombie shows, like The Walking Dead, or like zombie shows and shit like that. I'm like, these motherfuckers, I'm like, how much do they get paid to just make noises? Like, these motherfuckers, I'm like, bro, like, I can't even enjoy the show because I'm just like, these people are actors. I'm like, bro, like, this must be the easiest bag ever, just standing there just making noises. I'm like, this shit great. Like, I be ruining a lot of shit for myself. But like, when you're watching, it's entertaining, but then when it comes to actually doing this shit, it's like wait, like I said, it's like corny as hell. Like I said, it works, but like, it's like, I can't do it. I can't do it. Yeah, I be fucking up a lot of shows and movies. I be thinking too deep about it. I be like, man, like, I try to put myself in perspective. I'm like, okay, if I was acting and shit like that, I'm like, this shit crazy. Oh man, it worked though. It worked. I was like, hey, more power to y'all, motherfuckers. I ain't gonna do it though. Just like look like gold and trying to push back up. Let's see what push it back up though. Like I said, it rejects past like 41.32. I'm just gonna leave it alone for today. A lot of tries end up reversing or kind of like in some wonky situations. So we got really want to see the news do something today to kind of clean shit up. That'd be nice. So we'll see what 10 o'clock does. What 9 o'clock, 9:30 got in store. But it looks like this motherfucker might hit our stop loss, so I might just go to sleep. Still gonna hold the SRTB gets hit though. And that's another con of having a high win rate strategy. I be getting cussed out a lot. Like we'll win so much, like we will win so much, like a loss be fucking people's heads up. Like I be getting cussed down the student room. They're like, oh my god, I'm like, I know. We just took 3 wins and we took a loss. I know, how dare I? That's one of the cons of having a high win rate strategy. Like the losses hurt so much more. Not to me, but they used to. But like to a lot of people, like because you get used to it against routine, you get so used to it. Then when the loss happens, like what the fuck? Like, you're like, I thought I was supposed to just every trade was supposed to just print. You know what I mean? But you know, sometimes reversals or low volume happens. You know what I mean? And losses are part of the game. That's why I say, like, as long as you don't crash out and over trade, you won't blow your account. Right? A lot of people don't blow accounts and lose and not be profitable because they lose trades. No, like you can literally have a 50 to 40% win rate and still be profitable. It's literally just the game plan, math, and strategy that makes or breaks a lot of traders. Now, obviously, having a higher win rate is a pro, but you know. Yeah, looks like that motherfucker's about to hit our stop loss. We'll make it back though. Like I said, I was really looking for GJ setups. I was like, man, I dropped that New York price. I saw the chart analysis. I was like, man, GJ's been flying last night. I was like, okay, it's gonna retrace. We're gonna catch some setups London session. I wake up. I said, this motherfucker kept flying. What the hell? Like, look at the daily candle on this motherfucker. Like, that shit's insane. Like, I don't like that shit's absolutely absurd. So now I'm like, that shit's gotta retrace. Because if not, we're gonna see a motherfucking candle like this happen. Which is not, it's not like it's impossible, but obviously we look at percentage wise, like that's not like something that happens 60% of the time. But we definitely made that higher high, right? So again, we was looking for buys last week, we took buys last week. Now you can kind of see clearly why we was looking for buys last week, but you know, that's why it all comes back down to market structure. It all comes back down to market structure. Alright, let me come to the chat, y'all, because I'm about to hop back in bed. Charts are dead, man. Again, we do have news at 10 a.m., so make sure to keep that in mind. So again, either trade before news or trade after news. That's all it comes down to. Just either trade before news or trade after news. New 5 minute about to pop up in a little bit. I went for D1 football at bodybuilding, and then after that, still was way less corner. Yeah. I can only imagine, because like, especially like with bodybuilding, is like, it's different. You know what I mean? Like, because you know, sports, like, it's just weight training to help you perform the sport you're trying to, you know, you're playing and competing in. You know what I mean? Bodybuilding is like, you know, I ain't no bodybuilder, so I can't really speak on it too much, but I can only assume and imagine, because it's like a whole different kind of thing. We're still in this. Like I said, I'm still holding this motherfucker to SRTV can say regardless. But I'm about to take my ass to bed. Shout out to everybody live. Shout out to everybody's been live since the beginning. Shout out to everybody's been live since y'all joined. Again, this is just part of the game. Drawdown's a part of the game. SO's a part of the game. TP's a part of the game. Profit's a part of the game. We're gonna let this thing play out. I'm gonna give y'all updates probably on my story. If not, when I go live on TikTok later on today. Should be live on TikTok around 3 p.m. EST-ish. Got some new posts lined up for y'all on Instagram and TikTok. Make sure you're going to look out for that. I might have a YouTube video dropping, if not today or tomorrow, for y'all also. And I got some videos dropped. I got a video or two dropping for the day trading tips playlist as well, because I know the past few videos have been trade breakdowns. I try to do weekly trade breakdowns, especially with the trades we took like throughout the week. I try to do at least once a week or at least every 2 weeks some day trading tips videos, but I just don't want to be too repetitive about shit, because like I said, like I do the same shit all the time, so I try to switch it up. I also don't want to beat the dead horse, but you know, that's the thing. Just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. It's just rinse and repeat. It's like the saying goes. You know, I don't know how the saying goes. I fucking fuck up. If this was a game of telephone, I'd fuck shit up. But like the saying goes, you know, the master of what is it? Practice 1,000 kicks at one time, or practice one kick 1,000 times versus 1,000 kicks one time. Y'all know the saying. Y'all know the saying. But we're gonna see if this pushes back up for us. Like always, you want to contact me directly, DM me on Instagram, Telegram, and TikTok. Make sure to use discount code LOCKEDIN for 25% off everything. That's the playbook, advanced play sitting room, one-on-one sessions, Playmaker University, all that good shit. And yeah, peace, we out. Again, do not talk to any accounts that are not mine. These are my only accounts scrolling at the bottom of the screen. These are my only accounts. Don't join through any links that are not linked in my bio. There's fake Telegrams, there's fake Instagrams, there's fake TikToks. Shit, they might be trying to make some fake YouTubes. Who knows? All right, peace, we out.